videotaping his answers. It was half an hour tape, and actually he was in the news. These answers from the citizens were actually in the main news on television. So it was a great thing because now we have citizens' questions and their problems in focus rather than some press guy asking questions about something that is not as important as we think some things are. So this is actually the example. So we videotaped him, he was all over the internet, and then started video and television. We also repeated the tweet up. The topic was informatization. We asked people, okay, so you're on Twitter, you know something about IT, about digital, come and talk with our Deputy Prime Minister and our Minister of Public Administration about informatization. So they did. They actually showed up. It was pretty crowded. We didn't expect as much people because we were a bit shy and insecure. It was the first thing that government's going to do publicly in this way. So it was a bunch of people asking real questions, and then when the deputy prime minister didn't know what the answer is, they actually said, "Aha, we need to work more on this," and they actually took notes. And we believe that this kind of interaction and engagement was quite productive. Okay. We had a bit of problems when we started asking questions as government because we have some cases from UK, from other countries. The UK had, they asked on Facebook a question about public budget, and the response was so humongous that they now have a separate platform for these suggestions for planning the budget. So it's a great example of how we are not aware that certain things are actually very interesting to public. So they had such huge amounts of comments that they made a separate website that was only for the budget, planning the budget. So people can now go online and engage and plan the budget. We tried the same thing. We had some laws coming up in the weeks ahead. It was about unemployment. It's the big problem in our country, in most countries in Europe. So we actually wanted people to give us suggestions to share their experiences, and we asked, okay, what do you think about unemployment of young people and women? Because these were the most, when it comes to unemployment, these were the most targeted groups that they had biggest numbers in unemployment, employed. And the actual response were, again, it was so many comments. This post was the viral, I think it was the most viral in 2012 when it comes to reach. And people and the media, they didn't ask the same question that we did. Okay, jump in and join the discussion, but they were judging why is government asking questions? How come they don't know the answer to those certain problems? They're now in charge. They should know everything. So this is something that is a part of that was happening in our country before because it was closed, it was not transparent, there was no any answers, it was a lot of corruption, and we actually did ask our Facebook friends, okay, what do you think about youth unemployment, and they actually shared their experiences. 70% of all the answers were actual suggestions and experiences. Around 20% was actual conversation between users, and only 10% were negative comments and swears. So that helped us explain that this is a good thing and that we believe that public discussions is something that is needed even when it's happening on Facebook. So the first time media went like crazy. I almost lost my job because no one actually understood, okay, all the media is commenting that this is a negative thing, and we thought, but we are asking questions, we can build some things together with citizens because they are there, they are talking, they are asking questions, but after that it actually proved to be a very good thing to do. So as I said, more than 70 of comments were usable ideas and experience that we shared with the ministries, and after 2 weeks there were some measures from the Ministry of Small Businesses and Ministry of it was a law for the youth unemployment. It was a special model for the people that were finishing college and trying to get the first job. So it did help us, and we have again ministers on board to reply to certain questions from the internet, from the users that are actually curious about certain things. and we have this freedom of assembly and public gathering law. And the minister wasn't aware of how big, because we have a small square in front of the government, and it was this public gathering was prohibited for years. And we said we're going to open the square. You can come and say what's your opinion. We want to be open and transparent. But the first number was 250 people, and people were okay. We're opening the square, but how? Why is the number so small? And then again, they started tweeting on their own. They invented their own hashtag and started tweeting about this problem, about thinking openness. And we actually said, okay, it's a big deal. If it's a big deal for you, we're going to ask him these questions. You can ask him. You can use the same hashtag. We actually tweeted with this hashtag. We put a lot of amount of people abroad again. We say, okay, that's something that people are talking about. Let's discuss it together. We faced the minister with these questions. And we got on board with NGOs. And again, Mr. said, okay, yeah, this is a small number. I didn't say that this would be a problem. So he actually bumped up the number to 2,500 people. And it actually is a physical amount of people that can stand there. So that's the one example of how Twitter users on their own, with their own ideas, can make something change. So again, your question was, is the Prime Minister open for this kind of public discussions? We again ask him questions from social media sites, and we video streamed him live. So he answered around 38 questions. So the media was confused because these were good questions. These were actual problems of the real citizens, not something about corruption, but about health, about schools, about unemployment. And he addressed these questions quite seriously. He put himself into it. He tried to respond to every single problem people had. And the media, again, the biggest problem was, why did he answer only 38 questions? And did we take him earlier and we set something up? And we were like, okay, no, why would we want to do that? These are the real questions and these are the real answers. We don't have answer to this question yet, but like he said, we're going to have it 1 year or 2 years time. So it was a pretty hard thing to do at first, and there were, as you mentioned, people were more, okay, you're online just to make appear transparent and respond to questions, but then you have Prime Minister that doesn't ask the question. He wants to answer questions, but the real questions, and now you have him on TV, and the people ask him, some political decision that is not of importance to citizens, because we know, because on Facebook they don't ask those things. They want to talk about economy and some of the things, and no one asks him that because they want to, build some kind of, I don't know,